Hey guys, let's talk about 400-meter repeats and how beneficial they could be. I'm going to give you a certain batch of 400-meter workouts from 800 up to the marathon, okay? And you can see the different purpose that they serve. But 400-meter repeats have an effect and kind of a magic of their own. That's definitely something I wanted to go over today. But before I do that, if this is a channel that you're new to and you're a coach or an athlete, welcome. And please subscribe to the channel. It's not only helpful to the channel's growth, but it's greatly appreciated. And I've got 300 plus videos here for you for free. And I want you to be able to take advantage of them. And I don't want you to miss out on important stuff either. And I am speaking from 2 decades experience as a coach. So please digest the info. If you have questions, reach out to me directly. blackbeltrunningcoach@gmail.com. But let's get into the magic of 400-meter repeats, at least in my opinion, okay? And I'll show you some ways that I've used it. So let's talk about 800-meter runners first, okay? I'm going to give you 2 workouts. And again, over distance is essentially, maybe let's just say twice the distance. So here, a mid-season, let's say an early season or mid-season workout, is 2 sets of 2 by 400, okay? Which is a total of 400 meters. It's a total of a mile. But it's not exactly too much, but it's double the distance of runners that are trying to run 800. People that run 800 and down, this is a good workout for them, okay? So it's 2 sets of 2 by 400. You take a 3-minute recovery in between the 400-meter reps, and these are at goal 800-meter pace, approximately, current to goal 800-meter race pace. So, and then after the 2, you take 5 to 6 minutes in between the sets, and then you repeat, okay? And again, that's 4 times 400 at 800-meter pace. So that's a tough workout, okay? And let's just say you do that mid to early season, early to mid-season, then several weeks later, you try it again, but you try mid to late season, but now you combine the 4. Okay, instead of 2 sets of 2, now it's 4 consecutive. Now you're doing 4 consecutive 400-meter repeats at goal 800-meter pace with a 3-minute recovery after each one. And that's a sign of progress. If you can basically do 4 consecutive, what you did 2 sets of 2 before, that's a sign of progress. And if you're doing them at goal 800-meter pace, that'll give you a good idea of how ready you are towards running your goal 800-meter repeat. 800-meter race. So that's 800s. Now, let's move over to the mile or the 1500 or the 1600. Okay? I'm going to give you a couple different series here too. So the first one is 2 sets of 3 times 400. Okay? So it's a total of 6 by 400, but broken up into 2 sets. You take a 90-second recovery in between the rep, and then a 3 to 4 minute recovery in between the set. Okay? That's the first time you do it. And then the second time you do it, okay, let's just say 2 weeks later or 3 weeks later, you do 6 times 400-meter repeats consecutively at your goal mile pace with a 90-second recovery after each rep. Okay, the third time you can do it will be 2 sets of 4 by 400. Okay, and with a 90-second recovery after the rep and a 3 to 4 minute in between the set. And then the fourth time you do it, let's just say it's a week 8 or week 12. You can do this every 2 or 3 weeks apart from each other. But the fourth time you do it, you do an 8 by 400-meter repeats at goal mile pace with a 90-second recovery after each rep. That's a tough workout. If you can get to the point where you're doing 8 of these consecutively, that's a tough workout. And again, this is a good workout for folks that run the mile, bump up to the 3K, the 2 mile, come down to the 800 meters, and even can run a 5K too. So this is a good workout for middle distance runners. So those are 4 ways of doing it, okay, and in sets of 2 to 3 weeks. Now I'm going to bump it over to the 3K and kind of do something similar. And again, using 400-meter repeats. So the first time you do it, let's say it's week 2 or 3, it's 2 sets of 4 by 400. Okay, you take a 1-minute recovery after the rep and a 3-minute recovery after the set. Okay, they're at goal 3K pace or 2 mile pace, and then 2 to 3 weeks later, you do 8 consecutive times 400 with a 1-minute recovery at 3K pace or goal 3K pace. So that's a pretty good workout itself. Nothing crazy yet, but the third time you do it, and then you do 2 sets of 5 by 400. So now we've bumped up to 10. But broken up into 2 sets. And then you take the 1-minute recovery after the rep and the 3-minute recovery after the set. Okay? And let's just say that's week 7 through 9 or something like that, 6 through 8. And then the fourth time you do it will be 10 consecutive 400-meter repeats over distance, okay? So it's a good mid to late season workout. 4K worth of volume itself, but they're short reps, so 10 times 400 consecutively with a 1-minute recovery at goal 3K pace, or let's just say 2 mile pace. Let's say if your goal is 10 minutes, you're looking to run 10 of these in 75 seconds each, or 74 to 75 seconds with a 1-minute recovery. So it's an intense workout. It's an intense workout, but it's a good quality rhythm running. As the reps get longer, as the races get longer, it becomes more rhythm type work. So, and it's a good way to do it. Okay, now let's bump it up to the 5K. Okay, the first time is 16 times 400 meters with a 1-minute recovery at 5K pace. Let's just say goal 5K pace. Okay. Then let's say 3 weeks later, you do this 3 or 4 weeks later, you drop it to 14 by 400, but you drop it to 45 seconds rest with the same pace. So it becomes more intense now, but you're doing it at the same goal pace. If that's the goal at the end of the season, we're sticking there, we're just cutting the rest and cutting the reps. And then 3 weeks later, 4 weeks later, you do the third time, 12 times 400 at your goal 5K pace with a 30-second recovery. That's intense, but this is a good way of progressing too. Keeping the pace but cutting the recovery every time you do the workout. There's a lot of different ways you can do workouts. You can run them faster each time, you can add volume each time, or you can cut recovery. This is a way of cutting recovery and doing it while staying at the goal pace. So those are 3 workouts that are for the 5K, okay? And then one last workout is 10 to 12 times 400 with a 1-minute recovery, but you progress from 5K pace to 3K pace. So that's another workout you could do. If you have certain workouts that might, certain athletes that might benefit better from that than the other things, you've got options now, okay? Those are 5K. Now let's bump you up to the 10K, okay? 14 to 16 times 400 with a 1-minute recovery. You progress from goal 10K pace to either current or goal 5K pace. It's a good progression workout, okay? Or you can also, another workout would be a bookend workout. So let's just say you run a mile at your goal 10K pace, right? You take a 3-minute recovery, then you sandwich some of these in the middle. Let's just say 8 of them, okay? 8 or 10 of these. In between, you do, and you progress from 10K to 5K pace with a 1-minute recovery, and then on the back end, you take a 3-minute rest after the last one, and you run another mile at goal 10K pace, okay? It can be a mile, it could be a kilometer effort, it could be a 2K. It depends on who you are, who your athletes are, their strengths, their weaknesses, and where they might be in their fitness. But that's a great way of doing it too. But 400 they're also part of a 10K training as well. Now, half marathon and marathon, it's generally, at least to me, it's more considered a speed fartlek. So what I do is 18 to 20 times 400 meter reps with a 1-minute recovery, progressing from half marathon pace down to 10K pace during like, let's say a midweek run, during a run. So it could be a consecutive run, or you could do a warm up and and your drills and strides, and then add a tempo rep in the beginning and do the same thing on the end. You can do that too. But these are a great part of a speed fartlek, because generally a continuous run. That's a great way of doing it for the half marathon. Bumping up to the marathon, you do 20 to 24 times 400 with a 1-minute recovery, and you progress from half marathon pace down to 10K pace. So it's more indicative of a real speed workout for the marathon. And it's part of, you can either put it as part of an intermediate run or a workout, or you can add it as part of a long run too. It teaches you how to accelerate and come back, and accelerate and come back, breaking people in the marathon, which is another part of racing. So I hope you found this helpful. If you want a template of this, just let me know in the comments, or again, email blackbeltrunningcoach@gmail.com. I'll put this stuff in the description as well. But make sure you look in the description for other videos too that are kind of relative to this or related to other things. Don't leave without taking a look at the description. I always have a significant amount of videos on there for your edification. If you're a coach or an athlete, this is a perfect channel for you. Think of this as like 100 coaching clinics, all in this one channel. So I hope you find it helpful. Again, if you did, hit the thumbs up, and please subscribe and share with everybody else that you know that's in the running community. Have a great week, everybody, and I'll talk to you next time.